Welcome back, fellow trophy hunters and YouTube enthusiasts. Today, we take on what I think is my game of the year, honestly, Stellar Blade. This game has it all, guys. It has boss fights with amazing combat. I mean, look at her go. This game is amazing. It's got ladies getting their arms chopped off. I mean, what more could you want? And, there's more to this game than this. Yeah, I don't know how that got there. Anyway, PSNP rates this at 4 out of 10. It requires at least 2 playthroughs, and it'll take you at least 60 hours. There's a total of 45 trophies for the Platinum, and there's 2 DLC trophies. The trophy list is pretty tame. However, there's a bunch of collectibles, there's a lot of side quests. Researching all the enemies, maxing out your skill tree is the bulk of the trophies. Also a lot for defeating bosses. There's 3 different endings for the game, and then a bunch of different combat trophies that we'll go over as well. Honestly, I would not even say anything is really grinding in this game overall. I just think the second playthrough is what takes so long. But if you do all the side quests and all the collectibles in your first playthrough, which is what I recommend, so you can experience the whole game, then for your second playthrough, you can just rush through it and make a cloud save at the end beforehand and experience the other 2 endings. Well, I've ranted enough about this. Let's get into this game. You can tell Stellar Blade takes a lot of influence from Neir Automata, which is a game I do want to cover on the channel later. But you start off in this galactic-looking war, and then we get sent down to Earth to help fight the main enemies in the game, the Natibas, which vary in so many different ways. Let me show you how many different Natibas are on this game to fight. Also, just a disclaimer, this is a Platinum video, so obviously there is going to be spoilers, but look how many different enemy types there are. I just want to show off them because I love the variety of the enemy types, and also, once you collect the data, it does unlock a trophy. It's definitely more of an in-game trophy because one of the endings is the only way that you can see like the final boss in the game, but I just wanted to mention it because I'm not going to go over every single enemy encounter that we have, but this does unlock a trophy, Natiba Research. As I mentioned earlier, we're on a pod, we get sent down to Earth, we try to leave the god, and oh my god, this gorgeous angel pulls us out. That's Taki, our savior, and we play as Eve. We enter the battle as sisters, and we unite to take out the Natiba. This whole scene is awesome. It acts as a tutorial for the game, basically telling you heavy attacks, light attacks, and all that jazz. And how to use your beta energy attacks. It's awesome. The tutorial sets you up to let you know what you're in for, and I appreciate that. Eventually, we make it to see a giant Natiba killing our squad mates, and a huge blimp or ship comes crashing down. Then we come to the realization we're the only 2 left. And I gotta say, this game is so damn beautiful. As I say, looking at all the dead bodies. Then we get to fight what I don't really know if you can call this the first fight, but we get to fight a super cool enemy. Then we take it down. And yes, I'm gonna show all the killing animations for these bosses because dude, like, how can you not like this? This is just amazing. I love that. However, we cannot celebrate too much because then an Alpha Natiba shows up, which is pretty much just a souped up enemy that are like the main bosses of the game. Crazy hard. Gotta love it. Taki tries to protect us, but overall, she ends up losing her arm and absolutely gets freaking destroyed in front of us.
Obviously, Eve does not take this well. She just saw her best friend get murdered. Thankfully, some stranger saves us, who goes by the name of Adam. We end up running from the fight, and we end up in this new area helping him. He wants us to get to a Hall of Records. You'll have a few levels in this world that are pretty linear, and 2 that are like an open sandbox. You'll find these different campsites, which is pretty much this game's bonfires. You can restock on items, which I never really used, besides healing potions, which I didn't even know halfway through the game that you could even get different healing potions. I thought you just had your regular like healing things like you do in like Dark Souls. Like you just had the flasks and that was it. You can also upgrade skills, you can upgrade your equipment, all that jazz. You get a trophy for finding your first camp, and then you'll get one for finding all the camps in the game, which you're not going to find the last camp in the game till literally the last area right before the final boss. And sometimes going to camp, you'll get like extra like little dialogue scenes and stuff, and you'll refill your health, just like the bonfires, like I said. Then we reach the top floor of the parking garage, and guess what? We get to fight our first boss. And of course, I forgot to mute myself when I played, so you're going to hear me a couple of times say, "Is that a boss?" Yes, it's our first boss. And let me just tell you, I love the designs of these bosses. sometimes when you are fighting the bosses, you are gonna have like a QTE, a quick time event, um, before some of these fights, which is kind of like, yeah, I don't really care for that. Also, we're gonna go over. That's a perfect dodge right there. You need to do 100 of those for a trophy, and the parry, you need to do a perfect parry 300 times. Honestly, just playing the game throughout, you're gonna have plenty of time to knock those trophies out of the park. I wouldn't even stress them. Now, I necessarily wouldn't call this a second phase, but sometimes when you get the bosses about like a little over half health, they come up with like this supercharged attack and they'll start doing like different attack patterns and add to the mix. This guy's over here making it fucking rain down lightning bolts on you. It's insane. But overall, this fight wasn't too difficult. You don't really get like a big skill check till I think the next boss is a pretty good skill check. Anyway, let me show you the final killing scene because it is just mwah, chef's kiss. I love it, dude. Before we get to the final death scene of him, you see like that yellow like triangle diamond shape or whatever. If you do like the amount of perfect parries there, you get to do like a special attack like this and just mess this dude up. It does a crap ton of damage. There was enough damage to kill him there from you saw how much health. Then you'll do a cool quick time event here, and then you just tear this guy up, man. Ugh. I guess we do get to see the final death scene here because I just did enough damage. But, oh, dude, I love it. Every boss has like one of these scenes like after you kill him, where like does like a little QTE event and you just destroy him. Ugh. This game, dude. I had a really great time with this game. Now I am gonna pop the trophy for the 100 or 300 parries, 100 perfect dodges, and for killing this boss. Ugh, look at that blood. I don't know about you guys, but boss fights in this type of game are my favorite, so this is probably going to be the most highlights on the video. This planet that we're on right now is pretty linear, but it does have a big opening area later at this part. You can end up draining all that water and explore like even more of this. You're limited right now, which is like a big thing in this game, is you'll get to go to this area and you'll see things, but you can't access everything, so you end up having to go back. You know how video games do it. But overall, I mean, I like this place. There's a lot of side quests here, and I just love the combat in this game. Eventually, you're going to have different beta skills and burst skills that you can unlock. After using these skills to kill enemies, you'll unlock a trophy. So with 100 kills for the beta skills and 50 kills with the burst skills, we'll unlock another trophy. Now we finally made it to the Hall of Records. And let me tell you, the whole time, you're doing like this slow walk through here. It's all metal. And I'm just waiting for a boss to pop out of the ceiling, pop through a wall. Man, I'm even waiting for this man to jump to the computer screen. I was like, this is way too comfortable for nothing to not happen. But let me tell you, literally nothing happens here. You just get the hypercell.
We got it. The hypercell.
Not even just walking down the set of stairs, we get our next boss fight, the Corruptor. And let me tell you though, the music in this game also, I gotta shout out, it is phenomenal. I'd be listening to this while I'm at work. I love it. Overall, he's not too difficult of a boss fight. Pretty much just learn his parries and his moves. I mean, honestly, with all the boss fights. But dude, I just love the moves in this game. Like, I love the dodges you can do. And they actually have like a training area that you can like try to master everything into, which is cool. I'm just throwing that out there, but not much to say about him. He's one of the earlier bosses, so he's pretty easy. Let's get to that sweet death scene. And oh yeah, we're watching all the death scenes. I love how I was getting destroyed and I was saying how easy it was. We'll do the retribution into the end. It's just like, do the retribution. Like, if you can get all those parries down, it makes this so much easier. See, look, then you do the QTE because I did so much damage at the end. You saw how much health he had. So it's just like ridiculously crazy, like how much retribution does with those perfect parries. But another boss done, another trophy earned. Oh, I love this game. To keep getting loot fresh, they'll have different mini games for different chests. They'll also have passcodes that you can do to open up the chests and stuff. I would show more of it, but some of my footage got corrupted. I lost about 8 hours. But after you get 200, you get a trophy. You'll also see these bodies of fallen soldiers around there. They'll either increase your beta energy or they'll increase your overall health. And once you max out both of those, well, either of those, you'll get a trophy for each one. We go through a construction zone, and of course we have to go through a good old sewer system, and then we get to this open area, and it's just screaming boss fight arena. Look at that open field. You know shit's about to go down. Then we get our first real skill check of the game. We have to battle this monstrosity, the first Alpha Natiba, and let me tell you, this is definitely a skill check. And I just love the freaking design of this guy. I know I say that like with like pretty much every single boss, but dude, just look at that. Like that is so cool. And like I said earlier, you do have some like QTE events in the beginning of fights, and if he hits you during this, it freaking hurts, man. I think it takes away like the majority of your health. Like just for an example of like what kind of skill check this is, when you get him about like halfway, he'll do like his little glowing hands that you see right there. And look at my health right now. He's like, oh yeah, Hunter, you are amazing. You don't have to worry about that one punch. All right, almost got me down to half health. That's fine. I can still recover from this. I got this, right? Now look at this. Boom. I'm done. Give me my first death at a boss fight. This guy definitely kicked my ass. I think I died to him at least 3 times. But like I said, as soon as you get the freaking retribution off, look at his health, man. Look how much you take away. It's insane. And then he has to get up and you can get some few extra hits in, and you just end this mother trucker. God, the art style of this game and like the fights, dude, like how can you not like this game? I'm really sad it didn't get nominated for Game of the Year, but there was a lot of good games this year. Honestly, way too many games this year. I'm still trying to keep up. But after defeating him, we earn another trophy. Now, each time you fight one of the Alpha Natibas, you're going to get an Alpha Core. We'll go over the core a little bit further in the game. Then after the fight, we hear a voice in the pod, and this is where we meet Lily. She's a very important character, but we're going to go over her later in the video, just because she determines on what ending you can or cannot get. After that, Adam tells us that he's going to bring us to Zion, which is the hub world where all the humans that are left in the world have gathered around. We bring the hypercell here, we meet the Oracle. As you can tell with some of the main characters, Adam and Eve, I think you can kind of see where the story goes. The story's not bad, I actually enjoy it, but it's just kind of easily predictable. The Oracle can give us ideas where the next Alpha Nativas will be. However, we need to power them up with hypercells. The more hypercells, the more power to the humans that are still asleep. Well, the humans are mixed with androids, so it's a whole thing. Then after leaving the Oracle, Adam tells us we should check out the town since it's come to life. In this area, you can meet different shopkeepers. There's a bulletin board with some side quests you can do. There's only certain side quests that will earn you some trophies for these characters. Now, in order to earn these side quests from these characters, you're going to have to upgrade your relationship with them. And just like every healthy relationship, you need to buy from them. You need to start their side quests. You're going to go to the Wasteland to start most of these. But most of them you can't finish to the Oasis area, which is like the 4th area in the game. These side quests are really good. I don't want to give too much info about them because I think you should experience them for yourself. But one of the side quests does lead us to a boss fight, and we are going to talk about the boss fight. One of the side quests leads us to the Behemoth, and let me tell you, I think honestly, the side quest boss might be harder than some of the main boss. This dude seriously kicked my ass. He was trouble. And you even have like upgraded skills at this point where you're fighting him. But this dude is just, God man, he hits hard. And he has like a bunch of different like whirlwind attacks where he's shooting stuff at you. This guy is a tank, man. Unfortunately, this boss doesn't have like a cool death animation when you do him, so we're just going to show you the retribution attack, and we'll call it a day, and we'll pop the trophies for the side quest and this boss fight. Also in Zion, you can start finding the cans. There's a total of 49 cans to collect altogether. Some of them will just be on the street in Zion. Some of them you have to go in the middle of a desert and shoot a random box. Sometimes you got to parkour to get these cans. It is a pain in the butt to get some of these, but I think it's a pretty cool collectible. And once you collect all 49 cans, you unlock this nanosuit called the Black Pearl. And Jesus Christ, dude, this outfit. Which, let's talk about some of the outfits of the game. They are crazy. This is the Black Pearl. This is the one that you get. And I was just like, what? You'll find so many different outfits. Some you'll get from vendors, some you'll get from doing side quests, some you'll just find out in the world. Yeah, the Black Pearl is crazy. I was like, I can't believe some of the outfits they put in here. I'm like, these are so risque. I just cannot believe that it's part of the game. But it's great, man. And then once you unlock 30 of the suits, you do unlock another trophy. And I feel like this is the best section to mention the DLC, the Nier Automata one, where you can get like Nier Automata outfits. It's super cool. Just that like that they did this even. Too, if you like try to look like under like the skirt or whatever, it does what it did in Nier Automata, and Eve will kick the camera. It's just like a nice little ping of homage to the series. No trophies for any of this, but it's just fun, and you know it's free. No, it wasn't free. I think it was actually $10 for the costumes, but there's a decent amount. And you also get a costume for the droid, you get a costume for Adam, you get a costume for Lily. So they're all pretty cool. I liked it, and it's not really hard. All you gotta do is just go to different parts of the Oasis and Wasteland, just collect the star tears, and yeah, you get different hairstyles too. It's pretty cool. And I mean, the $10 is a pretty steep price, but it's whatever. I enjoy the game enough where I was like, I'm going to keep supporting these guys. When you get to the wasteland, it's such a huge area to explore. There's so much to do and so much to see, so what's wrong with taking the back streets? It's kind of like that old meme back when Dragon Age Inquisition came out, when the developer said, hey, it's okay to leave the hinterlands. Like, hey, it's okay to leave the wasteland. You don't have to do everything now, and in fact, you can't do everything now because you need to finish the main objective before some stuff becomes unlocked to you, which honestly is super freaking annoying. Also, I forgot to mention when you get back at camp, Lily upgraded the droid so you can use it as a gun with a bunch of different ammo types, and I suggest upgrading the drone ASAP before you go to the final area of the wasteland. Once we get to the destination, we need to prove ourselves worthy to enter this place. So, of course, we have to fight this bitch to prove that we're worthy to enter this place. Does she know who we are? We're freaking Eve, man. And she's just some no-name character. A royal guard? Okay, princess. Like, honestly, does she know who I am? Come on, man. We got skills. Oh, okay. Let's calm down. Okay, calm down. Alright. Honestly, though, when you take the fight seriously, the only thing that's annoying is that she does heal herself a lot and boost her shield. But overall, it's not that bad of a fight. I just wasn't really giving her like the time of day because I thought this was just like, okay, you have no trophy attached to you. You're kind of lame. Like, what are you doing here, buddy? Let me go through and let me progress in the main story. Get out of here, sister. Anyway, after that, we go to the underground. Now, the reason I mentioned earlier why you should upgrade your drone is because while you're down here, you cannot use your sword, you cannot do any scanning. You literally are just down here with your droid gun to fight the enemies and stuff. Which, honestly, too, this area is pretty creepy, and like the enemies that you fight in here are like just, God, man, they are creepy. Look at these little body bags that be exploding on you. There's enemies hiding around corners just waiting to freaking jump scare you. It's a pretty creepy area. I really like the tone shift here. And in these areas, they love to do these parkour sessions, man. But also, these are good areas to grind out the cold-blooded sniper trophy for killing 150 enemies with the droid gun. Let's pop that trophy here. Then when we finally reach the end of this area, we have another boss fight. Now, not using your sword during a boss fight is a little like, come on, man. I don't want to play a shooter. But it's not too bad. Obviously, the telegraph is, attack the highlighted spots. And also another reason to upgrade, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to mention it again, is just so you have more ammo. Like, you can carry more. Which, I mean, it's never really an issue, because, like, all the rooms that you're in, they give you ammo. When the enemies die, like those little red guys down there, you get ammo from those too, for the most part. It's not too bad of a boss fight. Just gotta dodge and just, I don't know, just shoot them. And I wish I would have upgraded my weapon because I don't know if you're doing more damage, but overall, it's pretty much just shoot the glowing spot and the boss fight's over. Which, after defeating him, we gain another hypercell, which gives us the next trophy. That's pretty much the loop of the game for the most part. You explore an area for either an Alpha Nativo or for a hypercell. The Oracle gives us a new area to explore, and we go through it. One thing, though, that I do find frustrating or annoying, not sure which is the right word I want to use, but I like to explore the map thoroughly. Like, for instance, I climb all the way down here, and I'm like, oh, I feel like something is supposed to trigger here, but nothing's happening. It looks like a boss fight arena.
But there's no fight, nothing. I mean, clearly, something's going on here. You scan and you'll see materials on the other side of this door, so it's like, well, how do I open this side of the door? Well, apparently it's tied to a side quest, and the only way you can activate this side quest is after you get the hypercell. But it's kind of like, well, at that point, could you just blocked it off so I wouldn't have wasted my time exploring down here? Also, I think you need the double jump because climbing back up here was a disaster. After you get the hypercell back in town, Lily gives you the ability to double jump, which I'm like, oh, so maybe, but I could still get down here, no problem. It was getting back up that was a freaking travesty. But, it's a minor gripe. I mean, overall, I still, love this game, and it was just stuff like that. It's not even just this game. A lot of games do that, but it's like, oh, come on, just block off the area so then I know, this area is off limits, not for me to waste all my time. But doing the side quest does lead to a boss fight, which we'll talk about now. Now that I've accepted the side quest, there's a body here, and then a whole cutscene interacts, and it's like, oh, and like I said, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's just something where I'm kind of like, I wish I wasn't able to get down here, because now it kind of takes away from me finding, I don't know, because I found this area on my own, and I was like, what the heck, nothing's happening, and this is what was supposed to happen. So it's kind of like, I wish you would have just had a barrier or something. I'm complaining for no reason, honestly. It's just, it's a me thing. But we do get to fight the Brute, which is pretty much kind of the same boss that we fought at the beginning of the game. He's overly not too difficult. He does have a one shot like that will just destroy you. And I'm still getting used to that at this point in the game. But overall, he wasn't too difficult. His second phase, though, gets kind of crazy. The reason I say he gets crazy is because then he just starts exploding shit when he hits you. Bah! And it's like, oh my god, what's happening? Which I thought he killed me, but looking at the footage, it looks like he didn't. So I guess I did this first try, unless I'm about to die here. Yeah, then fire goes to it. It was overall a good fight. Dang it, I forgot to sign my phone this player, so you guys are going to do that. But there's nothing I can do about it. Or maybe I die here. Overall, let's get to the final death scene and unlock that trophy. Oh, I did die. There we go. For some reason, I thought he had a cool death scene, but he does not. I just destroy him, and then he ends up exploding. Anyway, trophy unlocked. So I would just check often on the bulletin board after. I mean, that's the only quest on the bulletin board that leads to a trophy, but you can also, some will give you nano suits, others will give you memory sticks and stuff, which we'll talk about here in just a second, because you need to collect 200 of them for a trophy. But the subway area I thought was really cool, really nicely done. I think this might be one of my favorite areas of the game. And it also has one of my favorite enemy varieties is these squid creatures that will come up and they'll take over the human/android and take control of their lifeless body and fight you. They have different variants. Earlier when I was showing all the different enemies, but sometimes they'll have a big sword, sometimes they'll have a big freaking gun. It just has a bunch of cool stuff, and it's just, I like it. I think it's just a cool enemy design. Like I mentioned earlier, you will find these dead soldiers. Sometimes you'll find flyers on the wall, memory sticks of people, and once you find 200 of these, you will unlock another trophy.
Now let's fast forward to our next boss fight. In this area, we fight the Stalker. I freaking love the design of this guy. If you played the demo, he was one of the bosses that you could fight. He's overly not too hard, he's pretty easy, but I just wanted to highlight him real quick. He's really easy to parry too, so you can get plenty of the retributions on him pretty easily. Definitely didn't die to him because, like I said again, he was one of the boss demos, so overall pretty easy. Just thought he was cool, even though it looks like I'm getting destroyed. But kind of just learning his moveset. God, I love the beta attacks. Dude, just this game in general, all the boss fights, just kind of like Lies of P too. The boss fights is what do it for me in these type of games. I always have fun doing them. The only thing that stinks though is that the hard mode is you get that after you beat the normal mode, and after that it's kind of well, I have to play this game anyway for 3 hours or not 3 different times. There's 2 different times, but 3 different endings. And I mean, you had to do the same thing with Lies of P too, except for it got harder with Lies of P because they freaking leveled with you. and it was ridiculous. Here, it doesn't do that. Literally, after the game, I flew by, so it doesn't really take that long on your second playthrough. I didn't do any side stuff. I just went straight for... Oh, I did die. Oh. Oh, wait. You can use those pumps to revive yourself again. Maybe that's why I thought I didn't. I was also trying to crank through this bad boy. Alright. Let's look at the final death scene. Oh god, you know what I just noticed too? I freaking put 45 trophies for the platinum when it's only 43. And the 2 trophies are DLC trophies. I done messed up. Oh well. Anyway, after defeating Stalker, we earn another trophy. Dang, we're already 25 minutes in. I'm gonna have to speed run through the rest of these bosses. We hear a disturbing noise. That's coming from the Airborne Squad channel, so it could be one of our allies, and we need to investigate. Also, this area is pretty linear, so we're in a sewer now. So, it's just pretty much just a straightforward shot. So, we're not going to mention much. We're just going to move on to the next boss fight, which is the Juggernaut. Now we take on the daddy squid himself, the Juggernaut. Why did I say that? I love his design. I think it's super cool. Look at that. The tentacles move, and you just see like a bunch of like golden skulls in his weapon. Awesome. Also, you're definitely going to see me do a bunch of different fits throughout this whole game. That was like one thing I liked. I liked customizing Eve to look however I wanted, and I was like, I'm going to showcase all these different outfits. Also had freaking, you can do her hair and stuff too if you do the hairdresser storyline. Well, not even really storyline, you just got to find his tools out in the wasteland. But overall, he's a cool fight. His second phase goes pretty hard though. Well, maybe second phase isn't like the right word, because I think only one boss in this game, maybe 2 bosses actually have like a real second phase. Just like usually when you get them about halfway through their health bar, that's when you'll notice they'll start changing up their movesets and stuff, or they'll just start hitting you for more. And this game's all about the parries and perfect dodges and all that stuff. Now, let's go over the retribution attack and then the final kill, because it just looks so good. Like, dude, literally fuck this dude up. Throw him over her shoulder. It's insane. And then, oh god, let me shut up. Just watch this. This is so cool. Takes the man's own weapon and just freaking destroys him. Trophy unlocked. Juggernaut. Also, just have to comment on the fact that the music is so good in this freaking game, dude. I love it. And then we get ambushed by the Nativas when we're looking for the signal. I just want to add this little part because I think it's cool watching them kind of work together. And then, of course, like in every good action, well, I shouldn't say action game, but every game, like Dead Space did this, Callisto Protocol did this. I'm sure a bunch of other games do this. I also love the fact that she's just... there's like a sliding death thing, where you slide down like a thing, and there's like a bunch of metal things just willing to freaking fuck you up, man. And I don't know why I'm adding it. It's not like it was anything major, but it's just something I wanted to mention, I guess, until we get to the next boss fight. Yep. It's like, I guess games just love doing this, because I noticed that lately. I was like, wow, Dead Space did this? And it might just be the games that I played recently that did this. We make it to the camp, and then right up these stairs is our next boss fight. And let me tell you, this is the next big skill check of the game. Oh my god. I got so messed up fighting this boss. Yes, it's our girl Taki, and it looks like she's infected by the Alpha Nativas. Also, I gotta mention that some of these costumes really gotta take you out of the whole game, because I'm like sitting here, boobs popping out, ass showing, barely wearing any freaking armor, and it's kind of like, maybe I should have just kept wearing like the normal thing, but I was just like, no, I'm like pretty much every boss fight, I would switch my clothes, or I would do it after like every like side quest or some point. I would just be like mixing it up. I don't know, but yes, this is a huge skill check, and I think one of the best boss fights in the game, honestly. Look how cool she is. Super fast, super cool. And then her freaking wing comes out, gives her another weapon, makes her go faster. She can teleport, disappear. Yep, shoot that. Dude, like, Taki is a beast. And she does have effect. Well, she does have a second phase. Sorry, I can't do English today. Once you get her down to halfway, you end up going into a whole new arena too.
It's collapsing! Careful! No!
Yeah, but dude, Tiger definitely is a freaking god, a menace. I think this is, well, yeah, I think honestly, Taki is the boss that killed me the most out of all of them. She was hard, man, but what a freaking fight. I loved it. And here's her death animation. Also, if you made it this far in the video, let me know what your favorite boss fight was, and if you could like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Just trying to hit 1,000. No goal in mind now, I'm just making videos as I go. But, cool thing now, after defeating Taki, yes, we do unlock a trophy, but we also unlock a new mode for us. We get Taki mode, thanks to Lily. Which you can upgrade all of E's skills, which unlocks another trophy. And you can unlock your sword upgrades by bosses, and you'll find like Tumblr upgrades too for like the droids and stuff. Those out give us another trophy. It's here.
Now the Oasis we finally have access to, which is the last big open sandbox area. Which it's weird how the Wasteland and the Oasis are the two areas that are the biggest.
Are you
But
happy?
hey, it is what it is.
Heck
We
yeah.
land on the planet, and honestly, this area just has so much. This is where you're going to end up finishing most of the side quests, like I said. And this is where you get to unlock the best mini game, fishing. Yes, you get to fish in this game. Of course, you know, in any, I wouldn't say this open world game, but in this game where you can explore multiple areas, there is a lot of fishing. And, oh, dude, the fishing actually is pretty cool in this game. I like how they did the mini game. You don't have to catch all the fish in the game to get the trophy. You just have to catch at least 20. But if you do catch all the fish, you do get the fisherman's ultimate dream or weapon. I can't remember how he phrases it, but I'm going to spoil it for you guys right now. I'm going to spoil it. All it is a bikini, and Eve like threatens to like cut him open for saying like, you know, for fooling her. It's just funny. But let me show you like some montages of the stuff you can catch. Now let's pop that fishing trophy. Then before we get too far in with all the different boss fights because we're getting closer to the end of the video, I just want to talk about these miscellaneous trophies just so I don't forget about them. So you're going to find these exo spines. You need to upgrade 10 of them to their max abilities, and once you hit the 10, you unlock a trophy. Not too bad, you just find materials, and honestly I didn't grind for any materials. It was super easy and I was always loaded with money. Another one is for doing 50 like backstabs assaults. Once you do 50, you'll earn another trophy. Pretty easy to farm. It's a skill tree that you'll unlock, and speaking of skill trees, there's 2 different skill tree trophies that you'll get. One for maxing all of them out, and then another one you'll get for New Game Plus and doing those ones, because I forgot I added the New Game Plus trophies to the trophy counter already. Then you'll earn another trophy for killing 50 enemies in Taki mode, which is unlocked after you defeat Taki. It's a really sweet mode, and it's amazing, and it'll definitely save your life in a boss fight right here. So we'll pop all these trophies just because I didn't have time, and you don't take any damage when you're in Taki mode. It just lowers your meter that you can do, and you can just spam attack. It's amazing.
Now let's get back to the main reason we're here. We need to get the hypercell. So, in order to get the hypercell, we must once again prove ourselves worthy. And we fight a different bitch. She's not hard, especially at this point in the game with all your beta skills, your burst skills, and everything. She hits hard, but overall, same amount of fight. We end up going down there into the abyss. Now that we're here, same thing as last time. You're not allowed to use your weapon. You can't scan. You're only allowed to use your droid gun. And this area is actually pretty cool. It had of course, it had different parkouring and stuff. Some parts of it were very frustrating. But one of the things I want to highlight about this place is this room here. I thought this was so cool. You have to navigate through these lasers. This game also really wants to be a platformer at heart sometimes. It gets kind of annoying, but I thought this part was cool. I actually felt like I was a spy going through this, because if you hit a laser, you're dead. You have to avoid them. You have to jump at the certain times. You need to look at the room and see where lasers are going. I thought it was really interesting, and I thought it was cool. So I just wanted to add that before we get lost. And I know what you're thinking. Trophy, you're rushing through this. Well, yeah, I'm only allowed 60 minutes on Share Factory, and then the video won't work anymore. I've already lost 8 hours of footage for this. But I still want to make a video on this game because I really do love this game. I wanted this to come out 2 weeks ago, but work and all that jazz. I was like, you know what? No, we're going to do this. I'm going to do my Sonic video first, even though I wanted to do this first, then Sonic, and then do another video. But sometimes life doesn't go how you plan, so I'm going to do this video first, release it the next week after Sonic. So I want to do Sonic before the movie comes out, because I figure that might get it some traction or something. I don't know, trying different things. But again, like I said, this fight is pretty much hit the glowing spots. These fights I didn't really find that fun. I mean, they're fun. It's just I mostly like doing the bosses where they shorten stuff, where you parry and do all that jazz. This is alright. I like the design of them though, all the human faces and shit. That shit's cool as hell. And then of course, once we defeat him, we'll gain another hyper cell and we unlock another trophy. Alright, now we're about to get into why there's different endings. If you noticed throughout your playthrough in the top right corner, whenever you do a mystic or you do a side quest or you do something for somebody, Lily's meter will rise up. Once you hit 100% of Lily's meter, you will unlock the area Edis 9, because she wants to go there first before you go and take on the Alpha Nefila in space. So, you need to make sure bar's 100% for one ending, and then for the other ending, you need to make sure it's 0, and then the other ending we'll go over when we get that point. So, that's one thing. When you go to space, there is a no point of return at this point. It's letting you know, hey, something big's about to go down. So if you do go into space right away, you're going to be locked out of Zion for the rest of your playthrough. So I just did a quick Google search before I did this. I kind of spoiled myself a little bit, but it's whatever. You should be 45 camps before Spire 4. You should be 68 camps before Edis 9, which is the first place you go in space, or before you go to space. 87 camps before the final boss, and 20 body cores and 20 beta cores total, with 2 left over after each of the final upgrades. It's a lot. I mean, also there's guides for all this stuff, because I ended up going backtracking before I did this, and I got everything I possibly could before going to Edis 9. Another thing that's important about going to Edis 9 is that you'll get some Nativa types that you wouldn't get if you skipped it. So that's why I think on your first playthrough, you should just do all the collectibles and everything on your first playthrough. It just makes it so much easier. Also, I forgot the fact that if you kill 1,500 Natibas, it unlocks another trophy. The only reason the endings matter here is because if you don't get the 100%, you will not get this scene where you need to get this hacking thing to help further in, but we'll go over that at the end game. It's the only thing that's important about Edis 9, really. Then when we get to space, Adam's getting some weird signals from Xeon, and he says he's got to leave and go help him, and then he's trusting even Lily to carry on the mission without him. So it's just Lily and us from here on out till we get to the Alpha Neftiva. Oh fellas, we're getting close to the end of our journey. I thought this part was cool, so I just want to throw this in here. This is also when we get introduced to our next fight that we're going to have. We have a next fight with this boss called Bale, or Ball. I'm not sure how you pronounce it because I'm an idiot. But you meet them here. I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I just love all the designs of these freaking bosses, dude. They are so much fun, so entertaining. I love it. But this isn't the whole boss fight. We just fight Bala for a little bit here. And once we get into about halfway, we cut off his arm, and then he escapes, or it escapes. I don't know why I keep calling it he, it's a robot. Then about an hour into gameplay later, we end up trying to turn on this generator, and guess who's back? The myth, the legend, the robot himself, Also, I love the Near fit, so I'm pretty much wearing that for the rest of my playthrough because I was like, I paid $10 for this shit, damn it, I'm gonna freaking rock it. Double swords are back, and then we get to fight this menace. Now, when I was fighting this boss, I actually kind of felt kind of bad because I don't know if I was just like overpowered or if my build was just amazing for this, but I was literally bullying this guy into a corner. I go to my Taki mode and I'm just destroying him. Like, there's nothing he can do. Like, look, he's just taking this abuse, man. I am pounding away at this metal. But the one thing with Balls, even when you kill him once, you're going to have to redo the whole thing again. I think you end up trying to kill him about 2 or 3 times altogether. See, at this point, I'm just doing damage and nothing's happening. And I was like, at first I thought my game was glitched out. I was like, what has happened? What? And then he refills his health. Do this a few more times. Honestly, I just did not have trouble with this guy at all. He was not bad. But watch this cool death animation. And yes, we're going to kind of be rushing through the end of the game. I mean, mostly the rest of the stuff in the game, I mean, there was some story, but I haven't really talked about the story that much because, like I said, I feel like it's easily predictable. God, dude, that's so freaking cool. And it's still like a newer game too, so I don't want to spoil most of the story. I just want to talk about the boss fights and stuff. I mean, if you guys have like comments about the stories, I mean, leave it down in the comments and we can talk about it. But for the most part, I just want to kind of go over the bosses and, like I said, I think the story's kind of just like it was good, but it was kind of, like I said, it was predictable. But after defeating him, we gain another trophy. Now, I know I think I've said this about every freaking boss, but I honestly think this boss might be one of my favorite designs too. They just did such a cool job with the bosses, man. You're at a camp right now with Lily and you're trying to look at your railgun after you did all that damage to Bahali, whatever it's called. And it's creeping on you like it's actually like hunting you down. And look at this scene. I'm like, what is this thing? Now, let's get into what it actually is. This boss be looking like it comes straight out of a horror game. Look at that. So creepy. But I know what you guys are going to say. Trophy, you said this about every boss. I think this might be one of my favorite designs. They're just all so great, dude. Look at that thing. Ugh, it's creepy as heck. That laser blast just totally fucked me up. But let's get into it. Overall, wasn't too hard of a boss fight. The moves are easily parable, and I don't know. This one, honestly, it was just the design for me that I really liked. It was just cool. And yeah, see, it's just, I mean, well, I got fucked up on the last one, of course I had to say something. But then when you get to the second phase, oh my gosh, and the face changes, it's crazy cool. Look at this. Hair turns like white and it just looks even creepier and more demented. I freaking love it, dude. Now let's show the retribution attack. And also too, while you're fighting it, it will summon like little spot babies, android babies, I don't even know what you want to call it. But look at them all just down there, being all creepy like. Now let's see the final death scene, and then we will unlock our next trophy for killing this boss. I just love these animations so much, man. They're so cool. God, it's so messed up. Popped off its head. And trophy unlocked. Honestly, this last area is so full of bosses. It's like you get through one area, it's the next area. Bam, bam, boss fight, boss fight, boss fight. And here is another boss fight. This one, you didn't even get a trophy for. But I wanted to highlight it because this one actually was kind of challenging as well. Like, he has a really cool design too. I love the freaking spider mechanic thing, and then with all the human faces on top of it. Like, dude, this is just so cool. And then you gaffed it. We'll show a little bit of its attacks, and we'll go to a second phase real quick. God, the only thing I wish with Share Factory, like doing this on my PS5, is like I wish I had more time to talk about this because I'm under a 60-minute time frame here, but I just could talk about this game all day. And maybe it's a good thing there's 60 minutes because I don't want to drag on the video forever. But as you can see, the second phase, we'll show the retribution attack. God, he'll like sit there too, and he'll just. I also gotta know, how strong is Eve to be throwing around these crazy machines like they're nothing? I mean, I guess in herself she's a machine too, but still, it's like, what? We'll show this attack real quick, and then we will go to his death scene, or his death fight. God, I love this guy. He's so cool. Like, God, dude, there's just so much I want to show, because I wanted to show all these freaking fights. I mean, we're getting really close to the end at this point. There's like, I'll go over this one fight, which it kind of leads into a second fight, honestly. So we'll call it a phase 1 and a phase 2. And then, well, I guess after that, really, that's just going over the different endings in the last big boss fight. So yeah, I guess we're pretty much done. But as this comes to a surprise, there's no core here, and that's because it's even bigger. He was just part of the Alpha Manitiba. You see that hand? That's part of it. Now let's get to the part where you see him. It's crazy. Throws you out in freaking space, dude. Then you end up finding out that the whole space station is actually Alpha Nativa, which all you have to do is here is just hit him in the eyes and stuff. It's not that. It's just really cool scene. Like, watch this final freaking hit. Ooh, boom! Like, that is just such a cool shot. Then, we'll end up falling through space. Oh god, dude, I just can't get enough of looking at this. It's so cool. Alright, now we're gonna fast forward. We fall down, and then we end up finding out that Zion's been attacked. So Zion's been attacked, and you're like, dude, what the heck's going on? And of course, we need to know if the Oracle is okay, so we rush there. And look who's waiting for us where the Oracle is. The freaking Alpha Nativa that we saw at the beginning of the game. Now, let's get into this. The thing that's sad about this one is that you don't even get a trophy for fighting this boss. And honestly, this fight is, I think, harder than what you actually get a trophy for. So, of course, like I said, there's going to be spoilers throughout this whole game, and now this is going to be a spoiler. This is actually Raven in her Nativa form. And this boss has 2 phases too, and in her second phase, she actually can one-shot you. She'll freaking fly up through the air, and you have to shoot all those other things. If you don't shoot those one things, you're dead. Just like that, man. It is crazy. Now let's get to the death scene. And sorry for rushing it towards the end, guys. It's just, like I said, there's a time frame, so let's see this part real cool. This part is real cool. Jeez, I can't talk. I'm just, like, looking at the time, and I'm like, ugh. I just wish Share Factory gave me more time, man. There's so much more I want to say. It's so cool. This game's amazing. Honestly, and I said at the beginning of the video, and I'll say it one more time, this was definitely my game of the year. Granted, I didn't really play too many games this year, but it's whatever. Now, after we do this, we're going to end up seeing that it was actually Raven in a suit. Well, not a suit. It's a lot to explain. I don't know how to explain it. But she pops on out. And this isn't the last time that we see Raven. And at this point, too, you can kind of see, like, this is where the story was going. But it's whatever. Now let's fast forward to when we fight Raven. I thought fighting her in the Nativa form was a lot harder and challenging than this is. It's just like you're kind of fighting like a counterpart of Eve, pretty much. And yeah, it's alright. But let's get to her death scene, and then after we kill her, we do unlock another trophy. I just think her Nativa form was a lot cooler than her regular form. And, I mean, that's just me. Like, you guys might think differently. But just like this is it's so much cooler, too. Just ripping off her arm, and Eve fucks Raven up. Like, it's insane, like, how bad it is. Ugh, I love it. Ugh, dude, we're running out of time. No, I have so much more I want to say. I should have cut down some other parts of the game so I could talk more about the bosses, but it's whatever. But, and this is the craziest thing. Eve doesn't even stop here. Literally cuts off her other arm and just messes her up, dude. Now I'll just show the Alpha Nativa base all together. That's Lily in that mech, and that's also an important thing while you need to 100% her, because if she doesn't have the hacking stick, you can't save her. If you don't 100% her, then she ends up dying in the suit, and that's how you get the 2 different endings there. So you find out that Adam was the whole Alpha Nativa the whole time. He did not come over the hostile instincts, so of course he wants to combine with you to make the perfect human. Hence, Adam and Eve. Isn't that crazy? Kind of saw this coming from the beginning, but it is whatever. So, this is where you have 2 branching storylines. You can either accept his hand and you become like some crazy godlike maniac, which is, it's really cool, or you deny his hand and you fight him and you kill him. So, let's get into when you go ahead and you accept his hand. So we go ahead and dance. Go, da, ya! And look what we become. Freaking beast. Then, of course, Mother Sphere doesn't like that, so the mech starts attacking us with Lily inside it. Now, this is important. If you have the 100% bar, Lily has the hacking thing to get herself out of the suit. However, If you do not have the 100% bar, she can't escape and she ends up dying in the mech suit. So this is how you get 2 different endings, or the 2 endings when you accept Adam's hand. Also, you get another trophy for finishing New Game Plus. Overall, it's not... This boss fight wasn't too difficult because you're so freaking powered up by being a god at this point. It's crazy. I kind of wish I did the other ending first because I feel like it would have been a lot harder fight. But, of course, you know, I'm going to show my girl falling out. And I'm just going to pop the platinum after this scene because I'm not going to pop all the 5 trophies and we'll just put 45 out of 45. I explained everything you have to do, so I feel like that's cool. And yeah, I wish I would have done the other fight first because it would have I think it would have felt more rewarding to do that fight when I was still like, because you go through the game again and then you get even better upgrades and stuff to your second playthrough. So let me show you what happens if you refuse the hand. So his first fate is him just regular. He doesn't even really attack you that much. Like he might punch you or whatever. Does like a bit of damage, but it's not bad. His first phase is honestly just kind of a waste of time. It's super easy. Look at that. 1 hit or 1 burst attack. Almost nearly kill him. Then he turns into his Alpha Nativa form. Freaking Elden Ring, Dark Souls type of boss. Look at this, man. It's insane. And I was like, okay, this is where it gets intense, man. And I just wish, like, it was still, I guess, kind of challenging, but I just felt like I was so overpowered that it didn't really matter. Like, I mean, he did end up, I think, killing me a couple of times. And then I was just like, you know what, I really gotta get this video out. So then I used the, what's it called? The WB function heart, so when you die, you come back. Which, a cool feature with the Near Autonomous suit stuff is, like, if you do end up coming back, your suit gets, like, ripped in half, and it's just like in the Near Automata games, which I think, honestly, I think I'm going to do that game soon, man, because this game just made me want to play it so bad. And I do love this enemy's design. Like, I think this is cool as hell, man. Overall, I think this game is great. I would recommend this game to anybody. I agree with the 4 out of 10 because it's not necessarily too difficult. He also does have like the one-shot kills too, so you have to shoot him. Make sure that you're always, you know, ready for those kind of attacks. It's just overall, man, I had a great time with this game. I hope some more DLC comes out. That's like trophy related. And of course at the end of the game too, they do go over the journey continues after you get like the good ending. Which, I think I might die here. Yep, and then you're gonna see like the outfit change, which is so cool. Alright, hold on. Yeah, look. See now our pants are like ripped off and stuff. It's cool. I don't know. I thought that was a neat feature. Like nice added effect. But yeah, if you get the good ending, it says the journey continues. So I'm curious if there'll be a Stellar Blade 2 or maybe there'll be some DLC to like finish it out. Because the ending's pretty cool. If you do the ending where you do this ending, you go into Mother Sphere and then you see like the whole time that Mother Sphere actually was just trying to kill all the humans the whole time. And they wanted just like the androids to be like the predominant race that goes on. And then if you go through here, or if you do the ending where you turn into like Eve God or Eve Protocol or whatever you want to call it, you go back to Zion and all the villagers that live there and stuff are free. Of course, the Oracle dies because he wasn't Alpha Nativa the whole time, and he was just trying to make sure that you could get to your final destination here to find Adam. But yeah, guys, I mean, that was pretty much the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a great time playing this game, and I'm going to try to, I know I keep saying I'm going to try to do 4 videos a week, but it's more likely I think I'm going to do like 3 videos a week because I just cannot, with work and everything, and I have a kid, it's a lot to do these videos, man. But I'm going to keep trying and plugging away at it. I'm glad, though, that I did get to play this game and make a video about it, because I think everybody should play this. It was fun, man. Honestly, I might replay it. Probably next year. Like sometime. Maybe towards the end of the year I'll probably replay it. And now let's watch this final death scene. Or does he have another phase? I can't remember. No, I think this is it. I finished this game like maybe a month ago, and I've been writing out the script, and then of course like with Thanksgiving, and then my daughter's birthday, and then work. It's just been a lot. God, it's so cool. I love this game so much, man. Anyway, that does it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching if you made it this far. And if you didn't, I understand. It's a long video. Most of my other videos have been about like 20 minutes, maybe 30, and this one's almost an hour. But my Liza P video was almost an hour too. And that one did really well. It did like 1.7K. So hopefully this one follows that trend. And if not, I mean, I still have fun making the videos regardless. It's just fun for me. But I do appreciate you guys watching. And this is where it ends. Thank you. And I'll just let the good ending fall out and you can see the end of it. After I do the good ending, you'll sit here and you'll fight a bunch of Eve protocol, or not Eve, but you'll see like a lot of Mother Sphere sending air support colony to fight you, and you just go into the night, just keep killing them until the credits roll. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that's me shutting up now. Enjoy the ending. Thank you guys.
In the midst of all that's cruel, there's a light when the truth you only know haven't heard before. I'm not just in this room. Hope is alive. Maybe our only chance to survive.